Hello and welcome to Rick's Garage. So today what I'm doing is removing the radiator bottom support bracket, the radiator and also the twin fan shroud. See you in a moment. So yes, welcome back to Rick's Garage. Now very quickly before I begin, I just want to say a very warm welcome to all of my new subscribers. Thank you very much for joining us. Also thank you very much indeed for all of the recent comments that I've received on my videos. Thank you for the emails. Thank you very much for all the help and advice I've received from people. I can't thank you enough. I've always said that I feel as though I'm here to learn off you guys as much as you are to here to learn off me. So yeah, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. So as aforementioned, what I'm doing today is replacing, or well, for now in this video, I'm removing the bottom bracket to the radiator. A very common thing is for these brackets to rust out. It's just a simple bracket. A common upgrade is to replace these with a stainless steel option, which is what I've got. In fact, I've had this bracket on the shelf in the garage for about 18 months. And while I'm there, I'm also looking to replace the radiator. And whilst I'm there again, I'm also removing the fan shroud. Again, another common area to rust. But on the fan shroud, what I want to do is replace the fan resistors. Now, I know these need replacing simply because mine aren't there, or should I say they're not attached. Mine actually fell down and wedged themselves between the fan shroud and the radiator. Again, another common thing to happen. Now, you may or may not know, or at least as far as my knowledge goes on the resistors, these control the low speed on the fans. At the moment, I don't have that function. I've just got the full speed. So when the car just ticks over temperature, the fans both kick in together at full tilt. Makes a big noise, it cools down, and then they shut off, and then it keeps repeating. It's not ideal, so yeah, I need that low fan speed. So that's what I'm looking to rectify. Now, I'm not going to do the full removal and refit process in this one video. In this video, this is just about removal. So yeah, bottom bracket, radiator, fan shroud. That's what I'm going to do today. Okay, so that is a quick introduction and a quick description of the job in hand. Now, as always guys, please do bear in mind I am not an Alfa Romeo specialist. In fact, this is the first time I've done this job on a GTV. I've done plenty of jobs like this on other cars, but never on a GTV, so yeah, just bear that in mind. It won't be difficult, it shouldn't be a difficult job, it should be straightforward. The only tricky bit will be trying to film it, so yeah, please do bear with me guys, I'll try my best. So as always, without further ado, let's crack on. First, I need to remove these 4 bolts. There is meant to be 4, but as you can see there's actually only 3 because I've got one missing. It won't be a problem because I'm going to replace these with nice new stainless steel ones eventually when I detail my engine bay. So the next job I need to do is remove 4 electrical connections from the fans. Once I've done that, I need to remove 2 screws from the top which hold the plastic conduit and the electrical cables in place, and then I should be able to pull the fan shroud straight out from the top. Now first of all, the bottom connection to the resistor is easily accessed from underneath the car. The resistor on top is even more accessible and disconnected just like so. And then you've got 2 more electrical connections, one directly on each fan. So that is literally all you need to do on the electrical side for the fans, just 4 easy plugs, no problem at all. Now I just need to remove these 2 bolts accessed from inside this plastic conduit. Now I don't know if you can see guys, but this plastic conduit is actually broken on one side. If anybody knows where I can buy one of these, or if they have one spare by any chance, then please do let me know in the comments. So once that's out of the way, you should be able to pull the fan shroud out straight from the top, no problem at all. I would highly recommend using a bungee cord to hold your cables out of the way. I wish I'd have done that. Happy days. So the twin fans and the shroud have successfully been removed from the car. Now what I'm going to do is remove both fans and then have the shroud sent away to be shot blasted, powder coated and looking as smart as it can possibly be. So just a quick recap guys, to help you out here as much as possible with this wiring. You've got an electrical connector going directly to each fan, and in the middle of the cables you've got a small plastic clip that you need to remove. Now you've got an electrical connection to the top resistor, very easy to remove, and then you've got a cable covered in conduit running down to the bottom resistor, and then again a plastic clip in the middle which you need to undo. So yeah, that is pretty much it. Now as you can see, look at the state of my radiator. Now I'm pretty sure this was caused by one of the resistors, mainly the top one, that fell down and wedged itself between the shroud and the radiator. I'm very lucky here that that didn't puncture a hole in my radiator. Okay, so that is the fan shroud removed, no problems here whatsoever. Nice and easy, I'm sure you'll agree. Just 4 connections, 2 bolts on the top, and then pull the fan shroud straight out from the top. Now I did read online that many people remove the fan shroud from the bottom, from underneath the car. Personally that looks a lot more difficult because you've got the exhaust manifold in the way. You've also got the aircon pipes running along underneath the fan shroud as well. They definitely would have made life difficult. But yeah, it came out the top, nice and easy, no problems here whatsoever. The next job, what I need to do is unbolt the aircon radiator. You can do that by unbolting one at the top, one at the bottom, and the same on the other side. The 2 lower bolts can be accessed through the grille at the bottom of the bumper, nice and easy. So every bolt I've removed so far, they have been 10mm, but these bolts holding on the aircon rad are an 8. As you may be able to see here, I've actually got a bolt missing from this top mount to the radiator. I noticed that straight away, but I do have new parts on order, including the rubber mounts themselves. But I do need the plastic cap, so if anybody has a cap, then please do, again, let me know in the comments below. I can't seem to find one anywhere online. So I've just put a quick bolt in that mount on the top of the radiator, just a temporary measure just to make sure the radiator doesn't drop down when he unbolts the bottom bracket, only temporary. So the aircon radiator, as you can see, is now loose, and then if you look at the top of your screen in the corner of the radiator, that is the lower radiator hose that I need to disconnect to drain the coolant. Now, seeing as it's got to come off anyway, what I decided to do is remove the lower mount first before disconnecting that hose. It just makes the hose more easily accessible and it stops the coolants from going absolutely everywhere. Now one of the bolts actually sheared off, so yeah, that's another job for me. Shouldn't present too much of a problem though. So finally, off comes that lower radiator mount. I'm glad to get this thing off, letting the underside of my car down. Very rusty, very crusty, as you can see. And now I've got easy access to that lower radiator hose. Should be easier to pop off, and the coolant should drain much more cleanly. So bottom hose off, now it's time to remove the top hose. And hey presto, out comes the radiator successfully, no problems here at all. Now would you look at the state of that radiator? Wow, I cannot believe it. Quite shocking. It was only a matter of time before that radiator was to fail, causing the engine to overheat, so it just goes to show it's always worth checking. Yeah, it's all looking in a very sorry state. So glad that I chose to do this before actually putting the car back on the road. It just shows, you know, it pays to really kind of check things over, especially things like the radiator. But yeah, so glad that I've chose to do this. I'll give you a quick look at all the bits. Now the bottom radiator support, yeah, no surprises there. I expected that, but when that new stainless one goes on, it should look fantastic. The fans, those will be removed from the shroud, and the shroud I'm going to get blasted and powder coated. That should come back like new, and also I'll get the resistors replaced as well. The radiator, again, wow, look at the state of that. I can't believe it. Now this, I suspect, has been caused when the resistors have come away and dropped down the centre between the radiator and the shroud, and it's been rubbing and rubbing away, and that's what's caused all this. It's been obviously like that for a considerable amount of time. Yeah, I've caught it just in time, but as I say, I've got a new radiator in the garage. I've had a brand new one on the shelf ready to go on. I've had it for quite a while. I suspected that, you know, well, I didn't expect it to be that bad, but I expected it to need replacing. So yeah, all is looking good. All is removed, no problems. A little bit fiddly. It really isn't difficult. It's actually one of the easiest jobs you can do. I'll just give you a quick look inside the engine bay before I wrap it up. If there's anything you guys want to see in the next video, or anything you want me to film, I shall do that for you. Now another thing I'm going to get done is the brackets that holds the air filter housing. I'm going to take that off as well and send that off to the powder coaters. I'll try and treat any bits of rust that I've got, but yeah, all seems to be fine, no problems at all whatsoever. Okay guys and girls, so that is the process of removing the radiator, the fan shroud and the bottom bracket. I hope you found it useful if you are looking to do any of these jobs yourself. As always, I try to show as much detail as possible, but I hope you can appreciate this wasn't the easiest of jobs to film. It was just so difficult to get in there with the camera, so yeah, I hope you can appreciate that. Now next week I do plan to post a video of reassembly, but obviously I can only do that as soon as I receive the parts back from the powder coaters. That may take a few days, it could take a couple of weeks, I don't know, but as soon as I get those back, believe me, I will be showing the process in detail as always. So yeah, I will be looking forward to that. So there you go guys and girls, thank you as always for watching. Thank you for putting up with me and my snazzy lounge pants. I'm always coming into the garage with my lounge pants on, or my PJs. The wife is gonna go berserk, but yeah, I just can't help it. I'm sure I'm not the only one, but yeah, thank you very much for watching. I shall see you next time. Bye bye.